Hello, everyone. I'm Bra Mithra. I'm once again joined by Jay. Hello, Jay.
Hello, bro.
So, Jay, was the
Hmm.
Valentine's Day shop release?
Yes.
No
Uh,
Wanderer. No
no,
Valentine's
I
Day
mean, Taste
Wanderer.
confirmed that a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yes, yes. But I'm just saying, because I know in the last one, our last review, we are like, oh, we can't wait to see, maybe we'll get that Wanderer. But no. Maybe next time. Not next shop, I'm saying next Valentine's Day. But we did get some pretty cool
Apparent,
stuff.
yeah. Apparently, they cannibalized the Wanderer to print COD or whatever.
Yes, print more stuff to jam more stuff into the wave, the next
Mm,
wave. Which I
mm.
mean, who knows what that is? Probably Gatherism or something. I'm thinking Gatherism's coming with the next wave.
We'll know next month, hopefully.
Yep. But so we did get Kale. Finally, I know we all were talking about Kale. We've been expecting Kale to come physical. So now he has a physical white box.
No word yet on whether he's like 8'6" in physical. Uh,
No, yeah, I don't have any pictures of him being built. Maybe by the time I edit this and get this out, maybe someone will have pinged me back and said they built him and stood him next to a mini. So, nothing has changed at all between Kale on the sim and Kale in physical. So, we're not really going to talk too much about it because we've already done a video on Kale. But we'll just do real quick what is in there. Kale is an IR for the White Lion. It's this. This will be the second Lion IR. The
yes,
first is
besides
Lenore.
the long Dukla or whatever.
Yep. And then this is the harmonica. So the harmonica was when you encourage a survivor, they gain +2 strength tokens until the end of the round. Just means you're probably gonna want to be encouraging at the start of your round or encouraging during the monster's turn to take full advantage of the +2 strength. It's fine. I mean, getting a bonus for something you're doing anyway is fine. So that's fine. I mean, it's
Wow,
literally
how
this.
eloquent of you.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying because I'm just going over this quick. We've already talked about Kale.
Yeah,
We both agreed Kale's perfectly fine for what it is.
yeah.
This is not a bad IR to get. The sculpt is crazy. The sculpt is really cool. Kale is like a beast.
He's awesome. He's super awesome.
Yeah,
His art looks great.
yeah. So Kale is really cool. Yeah, nothing really else to say about Kale, really. I guess his affinity on the harmonica. Again, the harmonica is an item, it's an instrument, it's noisy, so it's not a weapon. But when you encourage roll 1d10 on a 10 plus the monster is marked knocked down. This is totally unreliable, really.
Yeah, I mean,
You could expect it if you encourage 10 times, you'll probably get it.
I
Like
mean
that's expected value of it.
that's not tech. I mean, that's not how it works practically. But yeah,
I mean, unless there's some way of
reasonably, I don't like. You're never gonna see it go off, really.
yeah. So I mean, it's fine. It's just again, it's all because it's attached to encourage. That's something you're gonna be doing anyway. So I think this is just fine.
It's a completely dead draw in People of the Sun.
It's completely dead draw on People of the Sun.
That's
Either
true.
way, we've talked about Kale. I think we're both in agreement that it is just it's
Fine,
okay. It's
average. He's
fine.
okay.
Yeah, literally fine.
More interestingly is the beta for this month.
Yes, the beta for this month is Mox the Healer.
Yes, our first epistle,
Yes.
apostle.
A pist. I like how you jumped right into that. Like anybody would know what that means.
Yes, it's mysterious, isn't it?
Our first,
Apostle. It's not a typo. We promise.
so, this is a lot of firsts. Kind of. I mean, yeah, I guess. So, this beta is the very first look we're ever going to get at a pillar card.
Yeah.
It has a new back. It's a bridge size card. It's just got the pillars on the back. It doesn't really say how pillars are used at all. It's just a pillar card. So install guide. This product includes beta content previewing a pillar card, a type of campaign setup card introduced in Campaigns of Death Volume 1. To play with the contents of this release, perform the following steps during campaign setup. When creating starting survivors during the beginning of your campaign, modify one of your starting survivors according to the rules on the the Apostle
Healer.
pillar card.
It also explains what the exclude symbol is.
Yes, it's got the exclude symbol. We'll talk about that when we talk about the gear. But this doesn't really make any kind of references to how you use a pillar card. This just is basically...
We are operating under the assumption that you're not going to be shuffling your pillars together and drawing randomly. I think it's just a keep track of things type deal. Like, you'll have a deck of all of the pillars that you're using that you can reach to for quick reference.
Yes.
Like, if you need one of them for some reason.
Yes. It's just a campaign setup, which we don't know what it is, but I mean, it's really easy to assume what it is. It's when you put together a campaign, you look at all your pillar cards and you choose which ones to use.
Yeah, more or less. It's also meant to be like a rating system for how complex a campaign will be.
Yes.
Which is it's a bit of a wishy-washy, because, like...
I mean, you would need a 10-point system to do this accurately. Currently, it's a 3-point system. With arcs
or at least like 5.
Arcs are currently a 3.
Yeah, and scouts are 1. So scouts are exactly as complex as what we're going to read here.
Yes, this is exactly as complex as... And, I mean, I guess the pillar scale is exponential.
Well, yeah, so are monster nodes, right?
Yeah, I just meant, going from 1 pillar to 2 pillars is
quite a leap.
Is going from this to the entire encounter system.
Yes. Well, yeah, everything in KDM is exponential. But yeah.
Apostle Healer is the name of this. When creating starting survivors this campaign, nominate one of them. They gain the Custodian ability and replace their Founding Stone with the Beating Heart Staff starting gear. Limit 1 Apostle pillar card per starting survivor. Not per campaign, per starting survivor.
So,
Yeah, so you could have a whole bunch of apostles.
Apostle.
Yeah.
I assume, and I could be wrong here, but my guess would be that apostle is the term for a special starting survivor. So, like Mox here, or the Twilight Knight in training, or the Satan twin starting survivors from Ivory Dragon. I'm assuming that's going to be the term going forward.
I'm not going to commit that hard to it. I agree that apostles are probably a type of starting survivor. I don't think that being a starting survivor necessarily makes you an apostle.
No, but I think like a special starting survivor with special rules beyond cloth, founding stone, go. I think
perhaps.
that's apostle.
I'm just saying I don't know if it will be like apostle savior when we get super survivors.
Maybe not. Maybe, yeah. Speaking of, this is the same art that we saw in that Undiscovered Savior from an update a while ago.
Correct. This is not going to be a lore thing, but there's all kinds of lore with this. But yeah, here's the newsletter art right here. Yeah, make of it what you
will.
There is all kinds of stuff in there. Make of that what you will. The word apostle itself, I mean, all of this, you can make of that what you will. I'm not going to talk lore in this right now. So this is neat. This is basically just it's a beta that comes with an install guide that tells you how to use the card, which is an install guide itself.
Yes.
Yes. And then you just get to the Beating Heart Staff. Go ahead, Jay. What's the beating heart staff?
The beating heart stave is an item, tool, metal, heavy, other. So it's not a weapon, it's not a club. It's just here now. It is 1 speed, 8 plus accuracy, 1 strength. It is cursed and barbed 4, so it's not awful. And you may activate it. So you can spend an activation for epimorphosis. Epimorphosis. Record a permanent injury of your choice to heal 1 hit location of an adjacent survivor. If they have a matching permanent injury to the one you recorded, they remove it. You also, when you start as the healer apostle, gain the custodian ability separately, which is whenever you heal another survivor, gain +1 strength token, and whenever you're knocked down, archive all of your strength tokens. I think that is the only time in the game where you archive a token. You just lose them usually.
No, there's other times.
Where it says archive token.
Yeah, I think there's other times where you archive tokens.
Maybe.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's been used before. Yeah, interesting. This is
the stick's fine.
The ability, yeah. The ability itself is fine.
Yes. And the stick is also fine.
Yes. The stick is also fine. So the only thing that you can compare the stick to
is a founding stone.
Yes, is a founding stone. Is this
or
better
fist
than,
and tooth, I suppose.
Is this better than no? It's founding stone because you get fist and tooth. Everyone's gonna have fist and tooth anyway. She still has fist and tooth. Mox.
True.
So, is this better than a founding stone? Yes.
Baby.
Yes, I think this is better than a founding stone. I don't really know. I've been thinking about it. Jay thought about it too as well. I think this is. I think we both agree. I mean, there's a lot of conversation around this, right? There's a lot of people who want to get this removed with crystal skin and stuff. I just don't think any of that is worth it at all. I would view this kind of as like a savior, and you just burn yourself out right away. I think Jay agreed.
The most you could possibly reasonably do with this is give them a tool belt and gourmet armor. Like,
yes.
They're not lasting that long.
Well, I mean, you could do a lot of stuff. So they're not a savior. So you can retire with this, right? And if you're going to be using arcs with this, right? Then we can yada yada stuff all the time, right? Because there's all kinds of...
There are plenty of ways to hunt while retired.
Yes, and there's lots of things that don't care about how... There's even things that recording permanent injuries is helpful.
Which actually thematically kind of hooks up here. There's a secret fighting art in Manhunter. What is it called? Eternal Will. Which is you may hunt while retired, and for each permanent injury you have, you gain +1 strength.
That's correct, yes. The secret fighting art. Yes,
what does that line up with the heart stave, brah?
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that, too. I was going to talk about that after we talk about the club itself, but I guess we go right into it.
Well, it's not a club, it's just a tool.
Or yeah.
It's fine, it's cursed, it's barbed, it heals people.
I meant, we'll talk about that when we talk about the staff here. So yes, the staff itself here is...
it's a hunter's heart on a stick.
Yeah, it's a hunter's heart on a stick. And what specific stick?
That is the Caduceus.
Yes.
Or
at least
the staff of Hermes Trismegistus, also known as Caduceus.
Yeah, it looks a lot like it. It's probably not actually twin snakes. I'd have to look on the mini. When someone builds it, I'll be able to actually look, but it doesn't actually look like... They're it just looks like roots.
They're like tangled vines.
Yeah, or roots or vines, which is a thematic of Kingdom Death, so...
Yes, but it has the wings, and
this is clearly Caduceus. Yes. And it is a hunter's heart, which is a manhunter thing. Correct.
It is the heart of a manhunter.
Correct.
Which are manufactured in the Holy Lands.
Correct. Not going to go into huge lore on this.
No, but like the hunter's heart heals people. That's what it does.
Well, one specific person. Wait, you talk about the hunter's heart itself, right? The hunter's heart just regrows you.
Yeah, it doesn't arc out itself when it does that.
Yeah.
It just does.
So it
Or
heals.
you can use it to make like healing stuff in the settlement.
Yes, the Crimson Candy or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
It's the Crimson Candy, yeah. But the Hunter's Heart itself specifically does heal people. You, specifically.
Yes.
And this is an
And then
open
yeah.
Hunter's Heart. No denying that this is an open Hunter's Heart. We have seen the art of open Hunter's Heart. It's in the Manhunter's book.
Yes. It is a metal face
Yep.
surrounding a giant, swollen, awful diabetic heart.
Yes. So this is just got Manhunter Holding Lands written all over it. Do with that what you will, lore wise, but neat. There's a lot of synergy you could do here.
Yeah, the fact that it goes well with Manhunter stuff is cool. That's all.
Yeah, I think you're doing a lot to get this removed from us. I don't think you want to get this removed. I think your better option is to find ways to make this survivor specifically hunt more rather than get it off of them. I think you want, as you mentioned, find ways to get a bunch of permanent injuries and then just ignore them with either like the Gorm armor and stuff. The knowledge, which I can't think off the top of my head now. Maybe it's not even the knowledge. It might just be the Lantern Festival mug or whatever it is.
You're thinking of Shadow Caesar.
No, that's the thing to get them retired. I'm talking about the thing that like you can just erase your injuries.
Oh yeah, that's
the
Water of Life from Lantern Festival.
Water of Light. That's it. Yes. Yeah. So, I think it's better suited you leave this survivor alive and try to hunt with this survivor with the cursed thing rather than finding ways to get this cursed thing off the survivor.
Yeah, that's way more trouble than it's worth.
I agree with you on that. I think crystal skinning and getting this cursed thing off of them is way more trouble than it's worth. Using this survivor from the beginning, burning them out and finding ways to either get Aegis on them or find ways to hunt with them and take advantage of the fact that they've got tons of recorded injuries is probably better.
You give them like Canthus Dock and Eternal Will. That's a pretty cool survivor.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff you can do with this. I think the synergy of this is stronger than the what is it? What's the saying?
The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
That's it. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Because I don't think trying to rely on Custodian and Hearts and the Beating Heart stave here to do the combo here is using it to its full potential. I think using this survivor and doing a lot of other stuff is using it to its full potential.
Then again, it's also perfectly viable to just use them to smooth out the early game and then they die or retire.
Yeah.
That's perfectly advisable as well. You don't need to build around it.
Yeah.
It's starting gear.
Yep, I think this is very impactful. I think you could do a lot like what we do on the sim, and a lot like I did with Twilight Night and Training. I think you could do this, use this as a campaign centerpiece, and try to do something crazy with this one, with Mox being the star of the show for your campaign.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to use this as it is right now. Who knows what the future holds? The power of this is not too extreme. I think the power level of this is the same as any combo. Right? There's always combos that you can just go and do any, like it's like a Canthus Doctor. There's always like
JDM is a puzzle.
Yeah, a serial code on a champion. So like there's all kinds of crazy stuff you can do. When we just need to see more apostles. Maybe when we have
Lost Messengers, we will.
Yeah, maybe when we have 4 of these apostles, then we'll be like, okay, starting with 4 is a little bit much.
Well, it's only 4 pillars, bro.
Yeah. Well, I just meant as far as like complexity and balance wise. I think just having just the one apostle is fine. But we shall see. I think this is very cool. I think this is not only super cool as an intro to the pillar system, I think this is a good intro to it. I think this intro might be stronger than False Messengers. I think False Messengers is just add a settlement event, and then that settlement event puts disorders in the deck. I think that's
Maybe.
literally what it is. That's been shared. I think not that that's a weak start for the pillars. I just meant like this is more unique than that. But we'll have to see how that works. I think this is really cool. I think the lore around this is very intriguing.
Yeah, it's freaking weird, man.
This is weird. The synergy, the amount of stuff that this goes back to for Manhunter and Holy Lands is really like crazy to see since we haven't seen that revisited in a long time.
Yeah, I thought Holy Lands was dead and buried, I'll be honest.
Yeah, or at least on the shelf.
Yeah.
So, this is cool stuff. Other thing to note as we close out here, if you look at the install guide, Campaigns of Death Volume 1.
Yes.
This is pretty much confirming that there will be a Campaigns of Death Volume 2. So, let's see what the future holds with Campaigns of Death Volume 2. But, other than that, Mox is a pretty neat beta release.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me, Jay.
Thank you for having me.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.